Hey everyone, welcome to my first devlog and my first video game video ever. It's a little awkward for me, I'll admit, talking into a microphone. It's not the most inspiring thing in the world. I love working on games and I love making them and talking about them, but doing that over a microphone is a bit weird, so apologies if I'm not the most charismatic or the most enthused sounding person in the world. This is more of kind of just a documentation of my progression through the current game I'm making, and I thought that'd be fun, so that's what I'm going to do. So with that said, I guess I'm just going to go right into my game. So first things first, something that every game has is character movement. I made a basic first-person controller. It's heavily edited, and most likely in the final version of the game it will be different than what you see here. Not majorly so, just a few tweaks here and there. Pressing W, or by going forward, your character will gain a little bit of acceleration. And this does have a cap on it, but it will continuously increase. Now another way you can accelerate is the way I add drag. While on the ground, you have a normal amount of drag, but once in the air, your drag is heavily reduced, allowing the character to kind of fly through the air, and making the game very fun, and more focused on staying off the ground and doing all sorts of tricks in order to keep that momentum. So with momentum kind of hammered out, the next thing I suppose I should talk about is the jumping. A few notable things to mention is that you can double jump. Both the first and second jump to cancel out any downward velocity you had. Another very notable thing about my game and jumping is how it handles when you can jump. So for example, you don't just jump when you're on the ground. If you fall off a ledge, you can still do the jump. This applies for the first and second jump. So most games will have it so that you can't jump at all or only once when you're off the ground. But my game you can jump twice. And then finally, about jumping, you regain both of your jumps once you touch the ground. You can't infinitely jump, obviously, but once you touch the ground, you get your jumps back, basically, just like any game. Alright, so the next thing I want to touch on is dashing. This isn't your normal dash that you might see in some games where they just go straight forward or in the direction that your mouse is pointing. It's more of a hop or like a leap, a really small one, so nothing too intense, but this small leap has a huge impact on the gameplay. But what the dash allows you to do is allows you to gain instant momentum. So as soon as you're in a stop or you're not moving or you lost a ton of momentum because you touched the floor, if you just dash, you'll gain some instant momentum that you can use to propel yourself further. Your dash also works the same way as the jumps, so that when you use the dash, you can't use it again until you touch the ground, and it will reset and it'll give you your dash back. So with dashing kind of figured out, I'm going to talk now about wall running. It is one of the most fun parts of my game, and mainly it's just for a few reasons. Is that while you wall run, you still get that dragless feeling, that weightless feeling you do while you're in the air, so you're really able to keep your momentum going without any defects like touching the ground might. Furthermore, while touching the walls, you don't exactly fall down off the wall. You more of just slide across it, and up and down as well. If you just try to cling onto a wall, you do fall down a little bit, but this isn't a significant amount because I really wanted to make the purpose of it not you stressing about whether you're going to fall off the wall before you want to make your jump or go completely across. Wall running is one of my favorite parts, mainly because of the wall jump. This isn't like the other two jumps where it takes up one or resets when you touch the ground. There's an infinite amount, and as long as you're touching a wall and you press space, you'll get a wall jump. They have a diagonal trajectory in opposition to the face of the wall. The leap of the jump and its force in the opposite direction of the wall and its height are changeable, and I think I found a good balance right now. You're able to do these really fun moves, which you can see now, where if you run up to a wall, you can double jump, cling onto the wall, jump back from it, and then dash on top of the wall. This is one of the most fun parts I found, because it really tests your ability to use all of the major mechanics. Okay, and Now I'm on to the more minor features. I think that was pretty much it for the character itself. For minor gameplay features, there are these jump pads. Jump pads give you a set amount of bounce force when you touch them, but it also gives you a ton of velocity. So one big thing about the jump pads is when you touch one, it gives you all of your jumps back, so it like resets you. So if you had jumped twice and you can't jump anymore, but you touch a bounce pad, you can jump again. Bounce pads also reset your dash in the same way it resets the jump. You just touch it and bam, you got your dash back and you got your double jump back. I think that's pretty much it for the bounce pads. Nothing too crazy to add there. Another thing to add onto my game are these popping up platforms. These are quite fun because it lets the player know where they need to jump based on their position. Each popping up platform will put up little indicators when the player is of a certain distance to the platform, and then once the player gets a little bit closer, it'll pop up. So there's the popping up platforms. Another final thing I would like to mention is the art direction. As you saw in the beginning of the video, I have that little beach scene with the sunset and everything. I'm really looking for this synthwave almost sort of style where there's, you know, warm colored beach contrasted on this sort of dark city, and that's really the main theme of my game. I'm not planning on doing anything like photorealistic graphics or anything. I'm going to keep it pretty simple, but I feel like my art direction will be strong enough to make it feel fun to play and generally be good to look at. That's pretty much it for my current devlog on what I got done. There are a bunch of things I have already added to my game since writing this devlog that I will be most definitely sharing in the next devlog I do. I'm very excited to share those, but with that said, yeah, that's basically my first devlog. Thank you guys for taking the time to stop by my channel. I am extremely humbled, and yeah, hope to see you guys around.